Well, listen, we have an extra special day today because two ladies have joined us from the big city, and they came all the way out to see us, and we're thrilled that they're here, and I'd like to introduce them. We have Eva Sachs, who is an experienced divorce financial professional with a Bachelor of Commerce degree at the University of Toronto. Eva is a certified financial planner and a certified divorce financial analyst, and over the last 10 years, she's restricted her practice to divorce consulting work and has developed many of her own custom designed tools to make the process of divorce more understandable. This is going to be an interesting show. And along with Eva is Marion Korn, who is a lawyer, mediator, and trainer, and restricts her practice to collaborative family law, family mediation, co-mediation, and training, locally and abroad. She is a faculty member in the dispute resolution and mediation programs, as well as continuing ed programs in family dispute resolution. And they've co-founded Mutual Solutions, a unique approach for working with couples, and they've co-authored a book, When Harry Left Sally, which rings a bell, I'm sure, Finding Your Way Through the Great Divorce, published in January 2014. Very big welcome to both of you. Thank you for being here.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thanks for inviting us.
It's nice to see you.
Yes.
And I should mention too that we are here in Greenway Retirement Village again, and we're just thrilled to be here. They've been excellent hosts, and we're happy to have a lovely room to tape in today.
And of course the treats that they bring
Yes,
in our
those
green
don't hurt
room
either.
for our guests, which is lovely. So welcome to the show. As Liz said, we're very excited, and I think this is going to be a topic that we don't often hear a lot about, but that happens. And we're used to celebrating anniversaries. We get very excited about celebrating anniversaries of people that are married for 50, 60, and 70, and even 80 years. And that's quite an accomplishment to be married that long. However, we're here today to share some statistics, some stories, and some tips about the increase in senior divorce over the last 20 years. So perhaps you can start off with giving us some of those stats and perhaps a framework of why this is happening.
Those are such good questions. What we know statistically, and again, we're a little bit challenged because we're working with the latest census, which is 2011. So giving hard numbers is difficult. What we know is that between 1985 and 2011, there was a huge increase in the number of divorces among the 50 to 60-year-olds. So in that demographic, the numbers went up from something like 12% to something like 22 or 23%.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's staggering.
Yeah, and we're really talking about divorce among baby boomers.
Correct. Now, Eva, I mean, you clearly have a lot of experience in this area, and you know, I think that we're going to talk a little bit more about. Go ahead.
I want to say that divorce is hard for most people, but with seniors who've been married for such a long time, there must be a lot of difference in how that feels and looks, and what you see. You can maybe tell us about the impact of the financial and all of that stuff that goes with having a divorce or looking at a divorce in the senior years.
Well, we know certainly that divorce is a process, it's not an event. Certainly family professionals tell us that people contemplate divorce anywhere from 3 to 8 or 9 years, and we certainly see that in our practice. They come to the edge of the cliff. This isn't working well. Oh, I'm not quite ready to go past that cliff, so they keep going back and forth. But we certainly know a lot of the trends and the reasons why people are separating at this time in life, even though they've been married for a long time. Anything to do with certainly just the fact that they're boomers, the sense of women's independence certainly has a huge role to play in all of this. The advent of the internet, so people aren't afraid of the thought of being alone if they do divorce at this point in time. That internet dating allows them the opportunities or the thoughts of being able to perhaps move forward with somebody else in their life.
It's got to be hard when you think of when we all grew up. That wasn't ever heard of. That wasn't something that was going to happen. The woman had a role, and this has changed so dramatically over time. How do you find that the children of grown-up adults handle that emotional breakup? Do you get involved in that at all?
We actually do. We're surprised by how often our clients who are coming in to see us for an initial consultation, where we think that the best service we can bring to them is financial analysis and to help them plan forward. Very often we're surprised at their concerns for their adult children. And they're concerned on a number of levels. First of all, they know that this is going to be kind of cataclysmic emotionally in the family. It's a big change. I think they also worry that kids are going to align, and they want to ensure that that doesn't happen. And then there's a lot of messaging that they want to get out to their kids that it's all going to be okay, but really they don't have the language or the skills to do that.
Right. And this is truly a new experience. They haven't done this before. They don't have anything to fall back on to use to go forward, right? So you ladies are financial planners, but you obviously help in a much larger
And a
way.
lawyer.
Well,
lawyer.
lawyer
Yes.
mediator.
Yes.
So we
Yeah.
recognize certainly when we're looking at gray divorce, that it really is the perfect storm, so to speak, of retirement planning, divorce planning, all happening at the same time. So they're not happening in a void. People are concerned about what their futures are going to look like in the context of how divorce is supposed to work. And people walk into our offices with a lot of ideas, thoughts around the myths of divorce, and we realize at this stage of life it is different and we have to approach it differently.
So here on Making Our Seniors Matter, we always look at topics holistically, which is why we love what you're doing, because you are coming from various angles, but we also like things to be very practical and to give tips. Can you speak, either of you or both of you, to share with our listeners some tips to help to prepare for an event like this? As you said, there's a period of time where they're contemplating and going to the cliff and looking over and coming back. How can we prepare someone during this process to actually take that step and do what they need to do?
I think that from our perspective, although it may not be a joint decision, and one person may be ahead in their thinking, that eventually they have to take it on as a joint project. And if they don't, Eva would say it's the same as lighting your RRSPs on fire, because if you decide in your third or fourth decade of marriage that you're going to convert your life savings into a court battle, you're really going to be left with nothing.
That's true. Now we want to hear about your book. You've brought a copy with you today. Can you tell us what you've put together in the book that's helpful?
We wrote the book really for people that are contemplating divorce. I think we're in the book. We talk about a number of different things. I think that we believe that people are going through themselves, are contemplating divorce. What are they thinking of? Will they be alone? The thoughts around that. How do they actually approach this? Certainly some ideas and thoughts around starting with the financial piece that they have to start looking. If they haven't had a financial plan, they may need to be pulling that together. And I think there's some elements in the book that talks about life after divorce as well, and some information that through the research that we did in the book that explains that as well for
It's got to be a very
people.
scary experience, don't you think, Mark?
Oh,
Not even knowing how to get through the process, but what's going to happen after that? What's my life going to be like?
and as
Yeah,
you
that.
mentioned, Eva, how it impacts our entire family and our world. I mean, I am a daughter and I'm a mother, and that it really truly impacts the entire family. We always love to hear about the people on the show and how clearly you're passionate about what you do. How did this book come about? I'm curious. I want to know how the two of you got together and decided. I mean, first of all, I love the title, When Harry Left Sally. Brilliant. But why? Why did you do this?
Well, I think that Eva and I have been working together in co-mediation for about 8 years, and bringing together our skill sets, the legal, and when I say legal, I really mean that when we're in mediation, I'm kind of keeping my eye on the community norms and not allowing people to go too far afield. Eva brings her expertise to test out all of the options and outcomes that people think might work for them. So as as we were in our journey together and building our practice, we started to see a shift upwards in the age of our clients. And then we started to do some research, and what we determined was that there were a couple of big studies out of the US, but nobody had really written anything practical about how one might approach a divorce after 3 or 4 decades of marriage.
So you're servicing a gap that wasn't there, that was there, and there wasn't the resources, and this is what we love to do on the show. It's about being a resource, a trusted resource for our listeners, to be able to have something that they can put their hands on and really make a difference. It's such an important topic, and one that
It's different.
not talked
When
about.
I first talked to Eva, it's like, there really is such a thing, and isn't that interesting? How does that all work? And I think that's how we all ended up here, which was great. We're really pleased that you came. We, can you just show the book to everyone?
Even though we're on radio,
We're on
we
radio,
always
but-
do a video, and
Thank you.
of course being able to show
And
the
this
book
is-
is a great thing.
This side is when Sally left Harry.
Some pretty cool billing for
Oh,
us.
yes,
Love
very
it,
fair,
love
very fair. Well, all of the information to contact you will be on our website, www.makingourseniorsmatter.com. We hope people will get in touch with you. And it's fair to just call and ask a question if they're concerned or even thinking about not knowing where to go or where to start. and who to start
Absolutely.
with.
And
That's
if we
good.
can't help them, we can certainly point them in a direction of, they might be looking for different things as well.
Thank you.
And of course, we'd love to have you back on the show as we move forward. I'm sure we can come up with more specific topics within this very wide range of things that we spoke of today. And we'd love to have you back if you'd like to come. Happy to
Love
come
to.
back. Fabulous. So we've got more coming your way here on Making Our Seniors Matter. Stay tuned.